Hello students, in this lecture we are going to learn about the enthalpy of neutralization of acids and base. Now what happens when acid and base is combined? We know that first we'll write the heading. What we are doing is enthalpy of neutralization. Okay, so let's take a thing that whenever acid and base is added, like mixed together or reacted, what we get is a salt and water. So in this process, whatever energy is released is called as enthalpy of neutralization. Sticking to the perfect definition of the enthalpy of the neutralization, we'll write the definition over here of the enthalpy of the neutralization. It is the enthalpy change. It is the enthalpy change. It is the enthalpy change. Enthalpy change when 1 gram equivalent of acid is neutralized with 1 gram equivalent of base to form salt and water. In bracket we can write always exothermic. Means always heat will be given out after the neutralization of the acid takes place. Now let's see, there will be something which will be like we have to really understand or revise these things. What is 1 gram of equivalent? Okay, so it is the enthalpy change when 1 gram equivalent of acid is neutralized with 1 gram equivalent of base to form a salt and water. So first we'll understand what is 1 gram equivalent. See, 1 gram equivalent or number of gram equivalent, simple thing, number of gram equivalent of any substance is given as what? It is number of moles multiplied by valency factor, right? Valency factor, sometimes we call that to be a n factor also. For example, if we want to write a valency factor for let's say NaCl, it is 1. Valency factor for FgCl2, it is, this value is 2, because for the salts it is taken as a charge, right? Mg is plus 2. For acids it is taken as a basicity. For HCl, valency factor is 1. For H2SO4, valency factor is 2. For HNO3, valency factor is 1, right? For H3PO4, a valency factor is 3, because there are 3 acidic hydrogen, right? So these are the things which we have to understand. Like if we take a sodium hydroxide base, here valency factor is 1. Then if we take a calcium hydroxide, this base, here valency factor is 2. So these are the small things we have to know. What is the valency factor to get the number of equivalents? So we'll do the reaction. Sometimes I have to check whether the recording is on. There is some notifications come always. Like these days it is coming only. Like even if the phone is in the flight mode, still that notification comes and my recording in between stops. So I have to check again and again whether the recording is happening or not. Okay, coming to our point. Enthalpy of neutralization depends on, I will write enthalpy of neutralization. It is represented this way, or we'll write this way, neutral. Enthalpy of neutralization depends on, first is a nature of the acid. Nature of acid and base. When we say nature of the acid and base, means there are strong acid and weak acid, right? These are the two kinds of acids which we have. This is the nature. Then other nature of the base will be a strong base and a weak base. Other factor, a negligible, which will have negligible effect, is a concentration. This will have very less effect on the concentration. This will have a very less effect on the enthalpy of neutralization with respect to concentration. So major factor is the nature of the acid and base. So first, what we are going to discuss is about the strong acid and a strong base. Let's understand enthalpy of neutralization for one, that is delta H neutralization for strong acid. I will just write SA, strong acid, or we will write full form. Okay, strong acid and strong base. Let's take this strong acid in the aqueous medium. Let's take an example of a HCl. HCl is a strong acid. I'll write this aqueous, and this is NaCl. And this is NaOH. I mean, this is aqueous. This will get converted to what after neutralization? NaCl, aqueous, and H2O, liquid. This is what will be the conversion. Now this should be 1 gram equivalent. This should be 1 gram equivalent. This is 1 gram equivalent, and this is also 1 gram equivalent. Then what is the enthalpy of this reaction? Will be is equal to enthalpy of neutralization. Okay, enthalpy of this reaction will be is equal to what? Enthalpy of neutralization. This is slightly not coming. Enthalpy of neutralization for this reaction. If this is not one equivalence, okay, that time whatever energy is released, that will be not is equal to enthalpy of neutralization. If it is 2 equivalents and 2 equivalents over here, 2 gram equivalents, we'll do these calculations later while taking a problem, don't worry. If this is 2 gram equivalent, like this is also 2 gram equivalent, this is also 2 gram equivalent, that time enthalpy of neutralization will be twice of the enthalpy of neutralization. This is the fact. So what I'll do is, this is 1 gram equivalent, this is also 1 gram equivalent, that is let's say this is 1 mole, and n factor for this is also 1, and n factor for this is also 1. So it is 1 gram equivalent, both are 1 gram equivalent. So this is what the enthalpy of the neutralization is. Now coming to this fact, what is this? This is aqueous. We'll use a Hess law of the constant heat summation. So this is what, this will split as what? H plus aqueous plus Cl minus aqueous. Now energy required to dissociate HCl is called as a enthalpy of the ionization, delta H ionization over here. Now this is aqueous. HCl is a strong acid, right? HCl will be very happy in the aqueous medium to remain splitted. It will you don't have to supply energy, or HCl doesn't require the energy to split them up. As soon as it is in the aqueous medium, it will be always H plus and a Cl minus, since the nature of the acid is strong. So enthalpy of the neutralization, enthalpy of ionization over here is 0, right? Now you take this is a strong base. Like a strong acid, this is also a strong base. NaOH in the aqueous medium will be not staying as a NaOH, but it would be staying as a Na plus aqueous, Na plus aqueous, and the OH minus aqueous. Done. So here also enthalpy of ionization is 0 because it is a strong base, right? When both are strong, they tend to stay this way only. In an aqueous medium, you don't have to supply energy to break them apart. Now here I am writing that this is a salt. Salt means what? In the aqueous medium it will also split, right? So here it will split as NaCl plus Na plus aqueous and a Cl minus aqueous, and this I am writing as it is H2O liquid. What is this? Here also, since this is a salt, enthalpy of ionization for this is also is equal to 0. Now the thing, if I consider this equation, the parallel equation, what I can cancel, something which are the similar terms which are there, which I can cancel over here, this and this, means they are, I am cancelling, means what, it is remaining, it is not combining anywhere. See, any and any, it will not it will not contribute to any heat exchange, or heat is absorbed, heat is released, this Na plus. Okay, so this is not going to contribute anything to a reaction, no heat, because before also it is remaining splitted, after also it is remaining splitted. Who will contribute is that this H plus and a OH minus to form a water liquid. So here, whenever the atoms ions combine, what happens? Energy is released. Whenever energy is released, it is called as an exothermic reaction. And what is the value? This is given over here for this process, for the combination of H plus and OH minus, that will lead to a water liquid. Okay, that will lead to water, right? So here, this is energy. How much energy is released? That is called, that energy is minus 13.7 kilocalorie per gram equivalent. Okay, minus 13.7. But if you want to convert that in a joule, it is minus 57.3 kilojoules per gram equivalent. This is the energy which is released. Now if I want to write a whole equation for this using a Hess law, I'll just use this space. Now understand, it is for the strong acid, strong base. Similarly, I am going to do for a weak acid, strong base. Okay. So here, this is over here. This is what? Enthalpy of neutralization, right? This is enthalpy of neutralization. So from here to here will be is equal to what? This plus this plus this, right? And all this, like here also it is. This is also 0 because nothing, there is no any conversion, liquid is remaining liquid. Here also enthalpy change will be 0. So over here, enthalpy of neutralization, which is equal to enthalpy of this reaction, will be is equal to what? Enthalpy of ionization of what? HCl, right? Enthalpy of ionization HCl aqueous plus enthalpy of ionization of NaOH aqueous, right? Then what is this? This is energy is released. So what I'll write is I'll write this value. Okay, we'll add this also. Enthalpy of ionization of NaCl aqueous. I am adding this. See, they are in the same direction. So this is equal to this plus this plus this plus this plus this, according to the Hess law. That is what we can conclude over here. So plus enthalpy of water. I'll just write enthalpy of water. That is not changing anyway, right? Plus this value. Write it here, plus enthalpy of combination of the H plus and OH minus, or we'll write enthalpy of combination, enthalpy of H plus and OH minus. I am writing this H plus and OH minus. So what is this? If you see over here, enthalpy of neutralization will be, this is 0. This is also is equal to 0, this is also is equal to 0, and this is also is equal to 0. And what is this value I was getting? It was getting minus 57.3. So plus minus 57.3. So over here what we can say is that enthalpy of neutralization for 1 gram equivalents of a strong acid and a strong base is always constant, that is minus 57.3 kilojoules per gram equivalent. So this is the whole point. Now we'll take an example where we'll be discussing about a weak acid and a strong base. Okay, I made a slight mistake over here. Is that, see, all these arrows, no, to be Haslov to be correct, what I should show is that I should show is this. I should show the arrow direction to be this. Okay, arrow direction should be this, but I have shown these arrows. We'll keep the direction same, just to see, don't get confused over here. Just to make a thing is that over here, these arrows were opposite, no? These arrows were in the same direction, these arrows were opposite. So enthalpy of ionization, it will not make much difference over here, because that is anyway 0, NaCl. This is minus, and this is also minus, because these arrows are opposite. Just keep that in mind. So this is minus 0, this is minus 0. Okay, if they were in the same direction, if it was in this direction, you would have taken positive, but these arrows are in the opposite direction. Just make that correction over here about the signs. Okay, so anyway, since it is 0, not making much difference over here. Okay, if there was enthalpy energy required to split that up, not in the strong acid and strong base neutralization reaction, but somewhere it will make difference. So these arrows directions are important. Okay, in that case, here for a strong acid, strong base, enthalpy of neutralization is always minus 57.3 grams per equivalent. Next is enthalpy of neutralization. Next is enthalpy of neutralization. Delta H neutralization for weak acid and strong base. Okay, enthalpy of neutralization for weak acid and strong base. Let's take this. Let's take one example on weak acid. You suggest me one example of the weak acid. You can comment in a comment section also. Example of weak acid. What is the meaning of weak acid? The dissociation is less, very less. Means what? If 100 molecules, just taking an example, if 100 molecules of CH3COOH is there in the aqua, in the water, right? If you put this into water, like 100 molecules are there initially. After you put that into water, let's say time t is equal to 0, you should get this CH3COO minus aqueous and a H plus aqueous. Like initially there are 100 molecules. So this is 0, this is 0. At the time of equilibrium, or maybe after 10 minutes, let's say equilibrium is attained after 10 minutes, what will happen? Out of 100, just 5 will be getting dissociated. Just 5 will be getting dissociated. Just taking an approximate, means just 5% is getting dissociated. Out of 100, just 5, remaining 95 are remaining as what? CH3COH, right? So this is what is the meaning of weak acid. Strong acid means what? 100 are given, almost maximum 99 of the molecule will split as what? As ions, like NaOH if you take, it will split as Na plus and OH minus, all 99 or 100, close to 100. That is what the strong acid is. So clear? So we understood what is strong acid and a weak acid. So here, to understand about the strong acid, weak acid, you can also watch my videos of equilibrium, which is there, playlist will be there, and there I have explained what is a strong acid, weak acid in depth. You can watch those videos also. You can type equilibrium topic. It will be mentioned. So we'll take this example. We'll take a weak acid CH3COOH, acetic acid. I am taking an example directly because when we take an example, it is easy for us to grasp and understand, right? So this is aqueous and strong base. We'll take a strong base, weak acid, and a strong base. This is NaOH, aqueous. This is splitting as what? This is splitting, like this is reacting to form a sodium salt of acetate, CH3COO Na. Like this is Na and a plus. Sodium salt of acetate, and the other is a water, H. Like here I'll write aqueous Like this is salt and water, that is what you are getting. So here whatever enthalpy of the reaction I will write for this, this is the enthalpy of neutralization. Okay, over here enthalpy of the neutralization, heat released, over here will be enthalpy of the neutralization, because this is also 1 gram equivalent, this is also 1 gram equivalent, right? Now this is aqueous. So if I split this as a CH3 COO minus aqueous and H plus aqueous, then I can split this as a Na plus aqueous and a OH minus aqueous. So over here enthalpy of ionization, this is enthalpy of ionization which is not is equal to 0. Understand, this enthalpy is not is equal to 0 because this is a weak acid and weak acid don't split. Means they split, like I said, out of 100 just 5 or 4 will split, remaining 95 will remain as it is, right? So to completely convert this, you see this is also 1 mole and this is also 1 mole and this is also 1 mole, means complete ionization. If 100 are there, 100 molecules are there, and if you want to convert all the 100 molecules into ion, the energy has to be supplied. Okay, energy will be required because this molecule weak acid is not happy staying splitted. Okay, it will be always happy with this staying together. So here energy will be required to split them apart to make it 1 mole and a 1 mole over here. So that time enthalpy of ionization is not is equal to 0. So here what is this enthalpy of ionization? Since this is a strong base, this is equal to 0. I write over here, what do you get? This is a salt, this will be CH3 COO minus aqueous plus Na plus aqueous. This is also is equal to 0 because this is a salt. I'll write enthalpy of ionization. Enthalpy of ionization is equal to 0. What about this? This is a simple process, H2O liquid, right? This is also is equal to 0. Right? How will write this? We want to write this according to the what? Using a Hess law. Okay, before that, they are remaining as it is, this and this. This will not contribute to any heat. This, sorry, not this. Because they are before and after they are remaining same, no? Na and Na. What is getting combined is a H plus and this will contribute to what? This will contribute to the enthalpy, means heat will be released since there is a combination of H plus. So here I am writing directly 57.3 kilojoules per gram equivalent, right? So here using a Hess law, I'll write the equation on the top using a Hess law. What I'll write is this enthalpy of neutralization, will be equal to what? Enthalpy of ionization. I will write enthalpy of ionization of CH3COOH aqueous plus enthalpy of ionization of NaOH aqueous. Then what is this? This arrow should be this way, no, opposite, but that's why I'll write minus delta H ionization of this salt CH3COO minus Na plus aqueous and minus enthalpy of H2O. This is liquid and liquid, there is no any change, so that's why it is 0, right? And minus this is the amount of energy which is released. Like means we'll write this to be a plus enthalpy of H plus and OH minus getting combined. I am writing it this way. So what is this enthalpy of neutralization over here is what? Delta H ionization of this CH3COOH aqueous. This is what? This is 0, right? This is also is equal to 0. This is also is equal to 0. So how many zeros? This 0, this 0, this 0. Plus how much is this? Plus it is minus 57.3 kilojoules per gram equivalent, right? So what we can write is that enthalpy of neutralization over here is what? If I want to generalize this formula, then I will write enthalpy of ionization of weak acid. Okay, weak acid, that is aqueous, minus 57.3. This will be a formula for a weak acid and a strong base. Now, can you derive the same thing for a weak acid and a weak base? What that would be? See, for the weak acid, weak base, enthalpy of ionization of the weak base won't be is equal to 0. So, we'll decode it over here only. We'll not do the whole process. But you can try that by yourself and see if you are getting what I am writing over here. So enthalpy of neutralization for a weak acid and a weak base. So third is enthalpy of neutralization of weak acid and weak base. It will be what? Delta H. Neutralization will be enthalpy of ionization of weak acid plus enthalpy of ionization of weak base in aqueous medium. All these are in aqueous medium, minus 57.3 kilojoules per gram equivalent. So this is the formula for the weak acid and a weak base. So these are the enthalpies of the neutralization. We'll solve one problem. Okay, here this is a nice problem which will help you to understand about what is the meaning of equivalence actually. Application of the equivalents, because that is where the definition of the enthalpy of neutralization stand. What it says, it is a heat release when 1 gram equivalent of acid combines with a 1 gram equivalent of a base, right? If you read this problem, give a try and you can tell me your answer. Okay, you can comment in a comment section. So pause the video for some time and you can do that. Okay, done. We'll start with this. So here the heat of neutralization of a strong acid and a strong alkali. Alkali means base is minus 57.3 kilojoules per mole. We know this value is constant for a 1 gram equivalent of a strong acid and a strong base neutralization value. The heat released when 0.5 mole of HNO3 is mixed with 0.2 mole of potassium hydroxide is. Now, I'll write the reaction over here. HNO3 and this is strong acid, and potassium hydroxide, this is also a strong acid, right? Both the things are strong acid. What you get is this salt, aqueous and water. This is what you get. Like, so if you consider this according to the standard reaction, what is this? This is 1 mole, this is also 1 mole, right? Like, I have not included any values from here. It is 1 mole and this is 1 mole, right? Now, what is supplied to you? Like, how many gram equivalent? This value is for what? You will write over here, enthalpy of neutralization is what? Minus 57.3 kilojoules per mole, kilojoules per mole. This is the, or we'll write kilojoules per gram equivalent. When this is 1 mole, this is 1 mole. This is 1 mole means what? How many gram equivalent? 1 gram equivalent, no? How do we write a number of gram equivalent? Number of moles multiplied by n factor for this HNO3 is 1, and over here this is number of moles into n factor for KOH is 1. So both are 1 gram equivalent and 1 gram equivalent, right? But what is supplied? Is it supplied like both are 1 mole, 1 mole? No, this is what is supplied to you is, I will write what is supplied to you is HNO3 is 0.5 mole and this is 0.2 moles. Now you tell me, according to the conventions of the limiting reagent, okay, you require a concept of slight knowledge about the limiting reagent. Over here, just the way because it is supplied, everything is not going to be utilized. It will be utilized only in the ratio of 1:1, since the standard reaction is 1:1. If it was 1:2, it would be utilized in a 1:2, right? So over here, this is what is the number of moles supplied, So what is the number of moles used? Number of moles used 0.2 mole. This is the limiting reagent. So here 0.2, like 1 mole combined with the 1 mole, 0.2 will combine with just 0.2 out of 0.5. So over here number of moles used will be 0.5 minus 0.2, right? Out of 0.5 only 0.2 will be used, and over here 0.2 minus 0.2 means after this number of moles, or we'll write number of moles used over here out of 0. Like both should be in the ratio. Like if you consider this as a reference 0.5, you require a 0.5 for this, but it is not supplied. No, it is just supplied 0.2. So you take other way. So this is 0.2, then this is also 0.2. So number of moles used or number of moles remaining, not required, but I am just telling you, remaining is 0.3 and here 0. This is the limiting reagent, right? So what is the gram equivalent now? What is the gram equivalent? So number of gram equivalent of KOH is what? 0.2 mole multiplied by what? N factor is 1, which is equal to 0.2 gram equivalent, right? Number of gram equivalent of HNO3, although supplied is how much? 0.5, but out of 0.5 how much is used as per the standard equation? Just 0.2. So again it is 0.2 and N factor is equal to 1, so 0.2 gram equivalent. So if we know that, see, for 1 gram equivalent, how much heat is released? Minus 57.3 kilojoules, right? This much amount of the heat is released. So 0.2 gram equivalent, how much heat is released? X kilojoules. So what is X is equal to? X will be is equal to minus 57.3 into 0.2. Like this value will come approximately to 0.2 could be written as if you multiply this, I guess option B will be the closest answer. So this is 11 minus 11.4 kilojoules. Okay, now it is not per gram equivalent because it is not 1 gram equivalent, it is 0.2, no? So it is written 11.4 kilojoules only. So answer is option B. Okay, we'll solve this problem. Question asked is heat of neutralization of oxalic acid is 53.35 kilojoules per mole using NaOH. You can see that that value is little less now, right? Like minus 53 is like magnitude wise. Heat released over here will be less because it is a weak acid combining with a strong, right? So in this case, when it is a strong and strong, it is maximum, that is 57.3 kilojoules. Okay, so heat of neutralization of oxalic acid is minus 53.35 kilojoules per mole using NaOH. Hence, enthalpy for this process means what is this? Oxalic acid getting splitted as what? Ions. Means what is oxalic acid? Oxalic acid is this COOH. Like this is what the oxalic acid, C double bond OH, C double bond OH. This will be splitted as what? In the aqueous medium, COO minus, COO minus. These are the acidic hydrogens plus 2H plus. Aqueous, and this is also aqueous. Energy required, I need to find this, and this will be equilibrium reaction. This process will be equilibrium, forward as well as backward. You if you want to know more about the equilibrium, learn equilibrium chapter, you will understand what is forward and backward reaction. So as of now, don't worry much, like energy required to split them up. Just consider that since this is a weak acid, you will require energy to split them up into 1 and 1 mole. To completely split, you will require energy. If it is a strong, you don't require energy. So that energy, this question is asking us to find, right? So I'll write one small setup for this, right? Using a Hess law, what we can write is what is given. That is first we will write. So it is this H2C2O4. We'll start from here. H2C2O4. This is aqueous. NaOH yes, NaOH. This is also aqueous. What it gives is H2C2O4. Sorry, not H2 won't be there, so I'll write Na twice. We'll write this Na twice. Okay. Half times I'm writing. This is also half times. I'll tell you why I've written that half time. One thing is I wanted to balance it, but that is not the whole purpose of the balancing. We'll discuss this. So I have written this half over here, this, and H2O. Now over here, enthalpy of the reaction is equal to enthalpy of neutralization, which is equal to this value. How much is that? 53.35. Why I can say that this enthalpy, this is a value of enthalpy of neutralization, because this is 1 gram equivalent and this is 1 gram equivalent. How? Number of gram equivalents is how many? This is number of moles. Number of gram equivalent is number of moles multiplied by n factor. Over here, number of gram equivalent, number of moles is what? Half mole multiplied by n factor for oxalic acid is 2. Remember that n factor for the oxalic acid is 2. So this comes to what? 1 gram equivalent. What is this? This is 1 mole. And what is the n factor? This is also 1. So both are 1 gram equivalent. So since 1 gram equivalent, this is equal to 2. But if I balance this, if I make this 2 gram equivalent, I multiply 2 and 2 over here. So enthalpy of neutralization over here will be 2 into minus 53.35. Okay. So that is the thing, that is the whole purpose. Just make a note. This is 1 gram equivalent and this is 1 gram equivalent. So I can decide. So here what I do is I will write this way. This is what? This will split as half moles of C2O4, 2 minus plus H plus. Half of H2 is 1, no? 1 H plus. Aqueous. But is this a thing which is told us to find out? Is that a thing which is like, if you write this enthalpy of ionization for this, enthalpy of ionization of H2C2O4, is this a thing which we got our purpose, we need to find this, right? But is this a thing which is told us to find? No, it is for what? 1 mole, and this is also 1 mole, and this is 2 mole. Means I need to change this to what? I need to change this to this. I need to change this to this. So I'll multiply by 2 over here. This will go and this. So in this case, what is, how many gram equivalent it is? How many gram equivalent it is? It is 2 gram equivalent. How? Here this is 1 mole and multiplied by n factor is 2. So this is equal to 2 gram equivalent. And what is this? This is 2 moles multiplied by n factor. So that's why this is 2 gram equivalent. And what will be enthalpy of neutralization over here? Enthalpy of neutralization will be multiplied by 2. Understand? Right? Because both are 2 gram equivalent. Now we'll do the process. Now we'll do this process. So over here, this will be what? C2O4 2 minus aqueous 2H plus aqueous, and enthalpy of ionization of H2C2O4. This is what we need to find, right? And this is what? 2 times Na plus aqueous 2 times OH minus aqueous. This will split as what? This will split as C2O4 2 minus aqueous 2 times Na plus aqueous. This is liquid, and this is also changing to 2 moles of H2O liquid. Now this value from here to here, what is this value? It is minus 53.3 multiplied by 2. This is the enthalpy of neutralization for this. So what I'll write is that we'll form an equation over here. Minus enthalpy of neutralization will be is equal to delta H ionization of H2C2O4. This is what? Enthalpy of ionization of NaOH aqueous. This is 0, right? Still we'll write this in a formula, enthalpy of ionization of NaOH aqueous. Now over here, when one H plus was combining with a one, this is not going to contribute. No, this is not going to contribute to any heat gain or heat loss. But when one H plus was combining with one OH minus, how much heat was released? It was 57.3, right? Now it is 2 moles of H plus and 2 moles of this. So it is 2 into minus 57.3 amount of the heat will be released. So I will write that over here, plus 2 into minus 57.3, and this is what? Delta H ionization. So this is opposite arrows, no? So therefore I write, although it is 0, C2O4 Na twice minus 2 into enthalpy of H2O liquid, right? So we'll put this value. Enthalpy of neutralization is how much? Enthalpy of neutralization given is 53.35 into 2, no? Now this is equal to what? This is equal to 2 into minus 53.3 is equal to, this is what I need to find, delta H ionization of H2 C2O4 plus this is 0. This is what? We'll keep this as it is, minus 2 into 57.3. This is 0 and this is also 0, no? So we got this. So I'll write over here. So we got all these things. So 2 into 53.3 is equal to delta H ionization of H2C2O4 aqueous minus 2 into 57.3. So what would be this? Delta H ionization of H2C2O4 aqueous is, this will become positive, no? 2 into 57.3 minus 2 into 53.3. So you take 2 common, 57.3 minus 53.3. This answer will come close to, this is positive, answer will come to 7.9 kilojoules. So this is what the answer for this. So whole process will take you into the more depth. Okay, so we'll end this class over here. Thank you so much for hearing this class patiently.